Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to today's session. So in today's session, we are going to discuss a very important RBI press release, a very important finance current affairs that is regarding the self-regulatory organizations for the account aggregator framework. Okay, so RBI has unveiled a framework. A new framework has been released by the Reserve Bank of India for recognizing the SROs, for recognizing the self-regulatory organization for the account aggregator ecosystem. So what is this framework? What are the things that have been informed in this framework? All of this we are going to discuss in today's session. As well as we are going to discuss the RBI has invited application for recognition of SROs for the account aggregator ecosystem. So how this invitation of applications will happen? What is this account aggregator framework? All of this we are going to discuss in today's session. And let me tell you that this session is important from your objective point of view as well as from the descriptive part of the examination. Okay, so this news article, this press release of the Reserve Bank of India, this is important from the objective as well as descriptive point of view. Okay, so do give me a thumbs up if I am clearly audible and visible. And good morning to all of you and welcome to the session to all of you. So let's start with the session without any delay. But before that, do subscribe to the YouTube channel of EduTap so that you continue getting these relevant videos, and do join our Telegram channel for the PDF of the session. So you will get the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel, and the link for the Telegram channel is provided in the description box below. Okay, so let's get started with the news article. So the RBI has invited the applications for recognition of SROs or SRO for the account aggregator framework. So the RBI wants a self-regulatory organization in the account aggregator framework. So first of all, let's understand about the account aggregator framework. So Reserve Bank of India had introduced the account aggregator framework in September 2016. Now, who are the account aggregator, or what is this account aggregator? Okay, so account aggregator, they are the intermediaries. Try to understand that, let's say that you want to take a loan from the State Bank of India. You have to provide the details to the State Bank of India regarding the previous loan that you had taken. You have to give the ITR, that is your income tax returns. You have to show to State Bank of India that you have the regular source of income and you have been earning this much in the past years, as well as you will have to show your assets to the State Bank of India that okay, I have this much of the backing. You will have to show your deposits, let's say, that you have in the other banks, as well as you will have to show the credit card payments that you have made on the regular basis and such. So you have to show all these details to the State Bank of India, and it becomes a very hectic process to collect all the documents and to show all the documents to the State Bank of India, or to show the documents to the bank to take the loan. Okay, so this account aggregator framework that was introduced in 2016, this made this process very simplified. Okay, now there are the financial information providers. Let's say that you have a deposit account in the Punjab National Bank, you have taken loan from a NBFC, and you have a deposit account in another bank, that is, let's say, Bank of India. Okay, now you have some assets in the mutual fund, you have some SIPs in the mutual fund. So you have in total the asset of, let's say, 4 lakh or 5 lakh in the mutual funds. You have also taken the insurance, as well as you are filling the income tax returns. So your income tax returns have also to be showed to the bank from where you are taking the loan. Okay, so now instead of physically giving the document, instead of physically showing the documents, instead of taking the documents yourself to the lender bank, you can just ask the account aggregators to transfer the information from the financial information provider to the financial information user. The financial information user is the bank that is going to provide you the loan. Okay, so this is the basic idea, that account aggregators, they are the intermediaries between the financial information providers and the financial information users, and with the consent of the customer, or with the consent of the individual or the entity, the account aggregators, they can share the financial data from the financial information providers to the financial information users. Now the financial information users can be the banks or NBFCs that are going to lend you, or it can be a personal finance management, because you want to you want to take some management, like you want to have the management of your personal finance, or let's say you want to manage your wealth. So for that, the asset information and the deposit information and all the assets that you have in different areas, so that information has to be provided to the wealth management. So this is the idea, that now it has become very easy to take the take the information and to transfer the information from the financial information providers to the financial information users. Okay, you do not have to start collecting all the physical documents. You do not have to go to different institutions to get your information and such. You can just provide the consent to the account aggregator, so that the account aggregator will transfer your financial information to the from the financial information provider to the financial information user. Okay, so this is the idea. So this XYZ person wants to take a loan from the State Bank of India and wants to provide all the financial information of himself to the State Bank of India. So the XYZ person will provide the consent to share the data to the account aggregators. The account aggregators request the data from the financial information providers. The financial information providers share the data that is shared with the financial information users. Okay, now you will say that account aggregators will start storing all the data with themselves. So account aggregators will have all the financial data of yourself, of this XYZ person. Actually, the account aggregators, they are data blind. That means they cannot see the data. They cannot keep the data. They are only transferring the data from the financial information providers to the financial information users. So data flows from the providers to the users. Okay, and the data is end-to-end encrypted. So they are encrypted. When the information is sent, they are encrypted. They are sent in the encrypted manner, and they are decrypted only by the users, financial information users, that are allowed to use the data. Okay, so account aggregators, they are data blind. They cannot see the data. This is the idea. So account aggregator framework, it facilitates the secure and seamless exchange of specified financial information through the NBFC account aggregators. So account aggregators, they are the non-banking financial company, okay, which act as intermediaries. Now account aggregators, they act as intermediaries between the financial information providers and the financial information users. Any confusion anyone has in the account aggregator framework? So this is your account aggregator framework for your easy transfer of the financial information. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Okay, now these financial information providers and these financial information users, they fall under the purview of different financial sector regulators. Like the bank and the NBFCs, they fall under the purview of the Reserve Bank of India. The mutual fund, they fall under the purview of the SEBI. The insurance companies, they fall under the purview of the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. So the FIPs and FIUs, they fall under the purview of the different financial sector regulators. Further, the GSTN has also been included in the account aggregator ecosystem. Now, first of all, what is this GSTN? GSTN is the Goods and Services Tax Network. This is a non-profit organization. It manages the entire IT system of the GST portal. Okay, it maintains, as well as the GSTN, that is the Goods and Services Tax Network, that is a non-profit organization. It also maintains a comprehensive database of the GST returns, invoices and tax payments. So you can understand that the GSTN has the database. It has the data about the income tax returns. It has the data about your income and how much tax you have paid on the income, what source of income you have, you are self-employed or you are taking some income from a organization. Okay, so the GSTN has this information. Okay, and usually when you take the loans, now if you are taking the home loan, let's say, you have to provide the ITRs, the income tax returns, so that the banks are able to know that you have the regular income and such. Okay, so if you have to show your ITR, or if you have to show your returns, the tax returns, so for that the data can easily be transferred from the GSTN to the financial information users. Okay, so GSTN, in November 2022, the RBI notified that GSTN will be a financial information provider. So easily your income tax returns and such data that you want to share can be shared with the financial information user. So one specific idea that you need to keep in mind is that without the consent of you, your data cannot be shared. It's not like that financial information users will ask the data and financial information providers will share. Financial information providers cannot directly share the information to financial information users. It is with the consent of the customer that the account aggregators share the data from the providers to the users. So without your consent, your data will not be shared. Do not be worried about that. Okay. So if you want to share your ITR returns, if you want to share your income tax returns, then the GSTN will share the data with the financial information user through the account aggregator system. Okay, so in November 2022, RBI notified that the GSTN, which maintains the comprehensive database, will be a financial information provider that, with the consent of the customer, can share the data to the financial information user. Okay, it provides access to financial data related to GST transactions, and it provides the data about the returns, about the GST returns and such. Okay, so this is the idea that if you are a business, then your returns, not income tax returns, sorry, it is particularly GST returns. Okay, so your particular GST returns can be shared, that okay, how much GST you have paid, that means how much sale you have done, and on that sale how much returns you were able to get, or how much returns you have got. Okay, so this is the idea that the Department of Revenue is deemed to be the regulator of the GSTN for the purpose of onboarding the account aggregator ecosystem. So the GSTN has become the financial information provider for the account aggregator system. Okay, so if you want to share your income, if you want to share your idea, or if you want to share your invoice, so the text platform is already in the financial information provider. Now the GSTN has also been added in the account aggregator system, so your GST returns and such can also be shared with the financial information user. Next is account aggregator ecosystem is distinct in its complexity involving, so this account aggregator ecosystem, it is distinct in its complexity because it is sharing your personal financial data. It is sharing your personal financial data with the users. Okay, so account aggregator system, it is distinct in its complexity. The data privacy has to be taken into account. If the data breach happens, if the data is the data can be stolen, so that's why the account aggregators ecosystem has to be maintained and managed in a well maintained system. Okay, so account aggregator system is quite different in its complexity, involving exchange of data among a diverse array of the regulated entities operating under varied regulatory environments. Some entities are under the SEBI, some are under the IRDI, some are under the SEBI or RBI. Okay, so this account aggregator ecosystem, it is very distinct, it is very complex, and that's why there was the requirement of the SROs, that is the self-regulatory organization. So given the inherent diversity in the account aggregator ecosystem in terms of the entities that are involved, in terms of the complexity that is involved, to support the account aggregator ecosystem in the smoother adoption and stabilization, it is desirable to have a dedicated SRO, that is self-regulatory organization, for the account aggregator ecosystem. So SROs, what are SROs? See, the Reserve Bank of India, as the financial ecosystem of the country is expanding, the banks, NBFCs, they are increasing in number. Now the account aggregator ecosystem was introduced in 2016. So the NBFC account aggregator started popping up. So there are different NBFCs that are coming up and that are working in different domains. There are fintech companies that are popping up. There are different entities that are working in the financial sector domain that are regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. So it is cumbersome for the RBI to effectively regulate all these different entities. So now the RBI has said that this SRO will provide a vital link between the entities, between the different entities that are working in a particular area, that are working in a particular domain, and the RBI. So SRO will work as a bridge between the entities that are working in a particular domain and the Reserve Bank of India. So SRO can provide a vital link between the regulator and the market participants, and the SRO can promote the adherence to the regulatory and industry standards, and the SRO can promote the compliance to the regulatory norms. Okay, so the SROs, that is for the account aggregator framework, will connect the account aggregator ecosystem with the Reserve Bank of India in a more smoother manner, and the SRO will become the single point of contact so that the RBI is able to understand that what is the problem that is coming in the account aggregator ecosystem, or what can be the further steps that can be taken for promoting this account aggregator ecosystem. So SROs, they will help in standardization and will bring the best practices that are globally followed for the account aggregator ecosystem. The SROs will work as a bridge between the RBI and the account aggregator ecosystem, and the SROs will promote the consumer protection by improving the data privacy norms, by improving the norms for the account aggregators, by bringing the best practices for the account aggregator ecosystem. The SROs will also promote the innovation and growth in the account aggregator in the account aggregator ecosystem. So any confusion anyone has till now? So we have discussed the brief idea of the SRO, and we have discussed that the RBI has said that we will be inviting application for the recognition of SROs. Okay. Now, the Department of Regulation under the Reserve Bank of India has issued the framework for recognizing SROs for the account aggregator ecosystem. So the RBI, while inviting the SROs for the account aggregator ecosystem, the RBI has released the framework for the SRO in the account aggregator ecosystem. Okay, so the framework provides a comprehensive outline of the characteristic, the membership details, the responsibilities of the SRO. So that we are going to discuss. So the framework of SRO account aggregator, the eligibility criteria. So first let's start with the framework for the SRO account aggregator. So what is the eligibility criteria? So that we will discuss. So if you want to, let's say a entity, ABC entity wants to become the SRO, the self-regulatory organization for the account aggregator framework, for the account aggregator ecosystem. So this ABC entity can get the registration as the SRO if they are following these eligibility criteria. First of all, the applicant should be set up as a not-for-profit company registered under the Section 8 of Companies Act of 2013. The applicant should have or demonstrated to achieve a minimum net worth of rupees 2 crores within a period of 1 year after the recognition as an SRO account aggregator by RBI. So once the ABC, that was the applicant, it has got the recognition as an SRO for the account aggregator ecosystem, it has to achieve the net worth of minimum 2 crores within a period of 1 year of the recognition, or before the commencement of operations as an SRO account aggregator, whichever is earlier. And thereafter, once it has achieved the net worth of 2 crores, it's not like this is it. It has to maintain it continuously for its term. Okay. So thereafter, the SRO shall maintain the minimum required net worth on an ongoing basis. It's not like that once you have achieved the net worth of 2 crore and that is it, you have shown it once to the RBI, that is it. No, you have to continuously maintain the net worth of 2 crores. So the shareholding of SRO account aggregator should be diversified so that there is not the influence of a single entity on the SRO account aggregator. So the shareholding of the SRO account aggregator, the shareholding of the SRO should be well diversified, and no single entity shall hold 10% or more of its paid up share capital either on the single front or acting in concert with its related entities. That means singly or in group, they cannot hold more than 10% or more than 10% of the paid up share capital of the SRO account aggregator. So no single entity or no entity that is working in group shall hold 10% or more than 10% of the paid up share capital in SRO account aggregator, so that the SRO account aggregators shareholding is well diversified. That should be taken into consideration. Okay, the applicant must demonstrate the ability to create necessary infrastructure to enable it to discharge its responsibilities. Now SRO, that is going to be the SRO account aggregator, has to work as a bridge between the account aggregator ecosystem and RBI. So this SRO should have the proper infrastructure to cater to its responsibilities, to work as a self-regulatory organization for the account aggregator ecosystem. Okay. So it should have the necessary infrastructure so that it can complete its responsibility, so that it can effectively and consistently perform its responsibilities. It must have the capability and resources for a robust IT infrastructure, because the account aggregator system, you can understand that it is transferring the information from the financial information providers to the financial information users. So the IT infrastructure is involved. So the SRO account aggregator should also have a robust IT infrastructure so that the SRO can look after the account aggregator ecosystem. The applicant and the key executives must have professional competence, and they should not be involved in any legal proceeding that is having an adverse impact on the interest of the account aggregator ecosystem, or the applicant should not have been convicted of any offense, including the moral turpitude or economic offense. So let's say a applicant ABC wants to have a SRO account aggregator recognition, but this person or this entity will not be provided the recognition if this entity has been involved in any offense and has been convicted for the offense that was related to economic offense or moral turpitude, that there was some fraud that happened and such. Okay, so this is the idea. Now membership criteria, we have understood the eligibility criteria. Now coming to the membership criteria, who should be the members of SRO account aggregator, what should be the minimum criteria. Okay, so participants of account aggregator ecosystem, that is, now in account aggregator ecosystem there is the account aggregator, that is the NBFC account aggregator, that transfers the information from the financial information providers to the financial information users. So you can understand that these are the entities that are involved in the account aggregator framework or account aggregator ecosystem. So the participants of account aggregator ecosystem, they are eligible to become the members of SRO account aggregator. That means the NBFC account aggregator, the financial information providers and the financial information users, they all are allowed, they all are eligible to become the members of the SRO account aggregator. The regulated entities of all financial sector regulators. So regulated entities that are under all the financial sector regulators. Let's say mutual fund under the SEBI, banks and NBFCs under the RBI, the insurance companies under the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, that is IRDI. So the regulated entities of all the financial sector regulators that are participating in the account aggregator ecosystem, they can join the SRO account aggregator as the member. It's not like that you are a member of, or you are the regulated entity. It's not like that you are a regulated entity under the RBI, then only you can join the SRO account aggregator. Basically, if you are a part of the account aggregator ecosystem and you are a part of RBI or SEBI or any other financial sector regulator, you can become a member of the SRO account aggregator. Okay, so basically any regulated entity under any of the regulator, they can join the SRO account aggregator if they are a part of the account aggregator ecosystem. Now, while the membership for the SRO account aggregator is voluntary, the NBFC account aggregators, they are encouraged to join at least a SRO account aggregator for the purpose of efficient development of the ecosystem, so that all these account aggregators, if all these NBFC account aggregators, they are under the SRO, they are under the self-regulatory organization, the self-regulatory organization will promote the best standards, will promote the best practices as per the global standards. Okay, so all the account aggregator NBFCs, they are promoted, they are encouraged to join a SRO account aggregator so that the whole of the account aggregator ecosystem can be developed. Additionally, SRO account aggregator should ensure that its members should evenly include all types of financial information providers and financial information users. That means, let's say there are different types of financial information provider and financial information users. So in the financial information provider, there is banks, NBFCs, mutual fund, insurance companies, the text platforms. Okay, so like the SRO account aggregator should take into account that the members should include all types and classes that are in the FIPs or FIUs. Okay, to ensure balanced representation, the SRO account aggregator shall have at least 25 unique entities, each from the FIPs and each from the FIUs. So 25 unique entities should be from the FIP and 25 unique entities should be from the FIU as its members at all times, subject to review. Failure to maintain the same would render the SRO account aggregator liable to revocation of the recognition. So if they are not able to maintain the membership criteria, their license can be revoked, their recognition can be revoked. Okay. The membership fee. Now, how the SRO account aggregators will continue its operations, because they are a not-for-profit organization. So how can they continue their operations, or how can they do their complete their responsibilities? So the SRO account aggregator, they can take the membership fee from the members. Okay. Now the membership fee, it can vary on the basis of the size, on the basis of the intent, on the basis of the capability. But remember that membership fee can be different, but the facilities that are provided to the members, they should be same. Okay. So it should be ensured that the membership character remains non-discriminatory. That means the facilities should not be discriminatory. If the best practices are being promoted, so that should be promoted for all the members, let it be whatever fees they are paying. Okay. The SRO account aggregator should derive necessary powers through the membership agreements. So the SRO account aggregator has to come into the membership agreements with all the members, and on the basis of the membership agreements, the SRO account aggregator will get the power to set the rules, codes of conducts for its members, and can monitor the compliance of the members, that they are following the code of conduct and the rules or not. Okay. So this is the membership criteria. Now coming to the characteristics. Till now, any confusion anyone has? Any confusion anyone? So now let's move forward with the characteristics. Okay. So the SRO account aggregator should have a true representation of the account aggregator ecosystem. Okay. True representation of the account aggregator ecosystem means that the SRO account aggregator should have the different members, that are the NBFC account aggregator, that are the financial information providers, financial information users, so that the SRO account aggregator can represent the whole of the account aggregator ecosystem. Okay. So for the SRO account aggregator, the basic characteristic of the SRO is that it should truly represent the whole of the account aggregator ecosystem. For that, it should have the members from the different domains. Okay. That is from the account aggregator, NBFC, FIPs, FIUs. As well as the term members used in this framework refer to the members of the SRO, to the participants that are of the account aggregator ecosystem that have accepted the membership of the SRO account aggregator. So those are the members. Now code of conduct and oversight. So SRO account aggregator should set ethical, professional, governance codes, so that there is the healthy competition that is promoted and the wrong practices are stopped. So SRO account aggregator should set ethical, professional and governance codes in relation to the participation in the account aggregator ecosystem, and the SRO account aggregator also has to monitor the compliance that the NBFC account aggregator and the FIPs, FIUs, they are following the code of conduct and the rules or not. Okay. Development oriented activity. So the SRO account aggregator should offer support, expert guidance, capacity building initiatives to enable its members to adopt and implement the technical requirements of the account aggregator ecosystem, and to innovate and improve the timing in which the data is shared, to improve the facilities that is provided to the customer and such. Okay. Independence from influence. Basically, the SRO account aggregator should not be influenced by a single NBFC account aggregator, or should not be influenced by a single financial information provider or user. SRO account aggregator should be free from influence, should not be influenced by a single entity. Okay. So it is expected that SRO account aggregator will function above the self-interest of any sort and addresses the larger concern of the account aggregator ecosystem. They will operate independently, free from any influence of any single member or group of members. They will be unbiased, and they will provide the unbiased oversight over its members and the whole of the account aggregator ecosystem. One of the characteristic of SRO account aggregator is that they will provide the grievance redressal and dispute resolution mechanism, so that if any dispute is arising between the members, that can be handled by the SRO account aggregator. Okay. So this is the whole idea of the characteristics. Now coming to objectives. So basically the characteristics and objectives are linked. That objective of SRO account aggregator is to have the comprehensive membership agreement. So SRO account aggregator need to have the comprehensive membership agreement. So let's say a bank want to become a member of SRO account aggregator, because this bank is involved in the financial in the account aggregator ecosystem. This bank is a financial information provider as well as financial information user. So it wants to become the member of SRO account aggregator. So this there should be a comprehensive membership agreement that should be there, that should be signed by the bank to join the SRO account aggregator, so that the SRO account aggregator can frame the code of conduct for the bank to work in the account aggregator ecosystem and such. Okay, so there should be comprehensive membership agreements that should adopt objective, well-defined and consultative process when the membership agreement is being formed. So that should be objective, well-defined, well-articulated, like everything should be clearly defined, and consultative approach has to be used, consultative process has to be used to make the rules relating to conduct of its members. Okay, SRO account aggregator should promote a culture of compliance, of the regulatory compliance. So remember that the SRO account aggregator is working as a bridge between the RBI and the account aggregator ecosystem. So whatever regulatory norms are being framed by the RBI, they have to be followed by the account aggregator ecosystem and by the NBFC account aggregator. So the SROs have to promote the compliance that the account aggregators are doing for the regulatory norms. Okay, so the SRO account aggregator should promote a culture of compliance of the regulatory compliances and public good by the participants of the account aggregator ecosystem. SRO account aggregator, it will become a collective voice. It is the collective voice, or it should act as a collective voice for providing the suggestions or for the engagement with the Reserve Bank of India and the other financial sector regulators. The account aggregator SRO should collect and share relevant information with the Reserve Bank of India, that how we can make the account aggregator ecosystem more smoother, how we can make it faster, how we can encourage the participation in the account aggregator ecosystem, and so and so. The SRO account aggregator should encourage and undertake a culture of research and development within the account aggregator ecosystem to encourage the innovation, to make it faster, to make it more efficient, and while complying with the compliance of the regulator and while following the self-governance norms. Okay. Now the governance and management. So under the framework for the SRO account aggregator, there are some governance and management norms. So for the SRO account aggregator, there should be some bylaws or the article of agreement, like some document should be prepared for the functioning of the SRO account aggregator, keeping in mind the board of directors or with the board of directors. Okay, so to uphold the good governance and ensure fair representation, the composition of board of directors should be such that the directors are following the fit and proper criteria as framed by the board of the SRO account aggregator on an ongoing basis. The directors must have professional competence. They must have the understanding of the account aggregator ecosystem, and they have the general reputation of the fairness and integrity. The board of directors should not be involved in any legal proceeding or should not be convicted of any offense related to moral turpitude or economic offense. At least 1/3 of the members of the board, including the chairperson, should be independent without any active association with the participants of the account aggregator ecosystem. So that means the 1/3 of the members of the board, including the chairperson, should not have any participation, should not be a member of any bank or any account aggregator ecosystem member. Okay, not more than 1/4 of the members of the board shall be nominated by NBFC account aggregators. So remember that the NBFC account aggregators, they are the main members of the SRO account aggregator. So it is said that not more than 1/4 of the members in the board shall be nominated by the NBFC account aggregators, because if they are nominating the more and more members, it can happen that the members will work to hide the mistakes of the NBFC account aggregator. So that should not be happening. So it is said that not more than 1/4 of the members of the board shall be nominated by NBFC account aggregator. Okay, so that is less than 1/4 or not more than 1/4 of the members should be nominated by the NBFC account aggregator. So this is the basic idea. Committees, there can be different committees that can be constituted by SRO account aggregator for focused work on specific areas with representatives and experts from members. Okay, so different committees can be formed by the SRO account aggregator. Now coming to the last part, that is the functions and responsibilities of the SRO account aggregator. So we have just discussed the characteristics and the objective of the SRO account aggregator. So on the same lines, the SRO account aggregator functions and responsibilities have been defined. So the SRO account aggregator is responsible for setting the codes and benchmarks. So the code of conduct has to be set by the SRO account aggregator for the members. They have to provide the standardized formats and benchmark that the global best practices that are being followed. So that should be taken into account while forming the benchmark for the Indian account aggregator ecosystem. Fair competition should be promoted while ensuring the compliance with the regulatory instructions. Okay, oversight and market discipline. So SRO account aggregator should also have the oversight and should follow the market discipline and encourage the members to follow the market discipline. So it should ensure uniformity, transparency and accountability in the account aggregator ecosystem, that it should be uniform. It's not like that some account aggregator NBFCs are providing some different facilities and some other are providing some different facilities. It should not be happening. The NBFC account aggregator, they should be providing the uniform and good services to the customers. The transparency should be there and the accountability should be there in the account aggregator ecosystem, including measures for fraud prevention, dispute resolution and maintaining data privacy so that the data breach should not happen. So it is the function and responsibility of the SRO account aggregator to have the oversight and market discipline in the account aggregator ecosystem. The SRO account aggregator also has the developmental role where the SRO should promote the innovation in the account aggregator ecosystem and promote the knowledge of the statutory and regulatory provisions, because sometimes the RBI make the norms and it is harder for the NBFs, the small entities, to understand and follow. So the SRO should promote the compliance with the RBI norms, should make the NBFCs and the other entities understand the norms or the regulations set by the RBI. Okay, so the SRO should promote the knowledge of statutory or regulatory provisions, disseminate sector-specific information at the public level so that the public is aware about the sector-specific information, that how the account aggregators are helping in sharing the data, how the account aggregators are not involved in any data breach and such. And public awareness should be promoted for the account aggregator ecosystem, because many of the people, they are not aware that there is such system through which the financial data can be shared very easily with the consent of the customer. Common services and infrastructure. So the SRO should provide infrastructure and common services for participants, enabling the adoption of technical specification. So basically the SRO should provide the infrastructure, the basic infrastructure, so that there is the innovation that are promoted and the SRO is able to have the overlook at the account aggregator ecosystem and the working of the account aggregator ecosystem. Common services can be provided by the SRO for participants, enabling them to have the adoption of better technical specification, better technical knowledge they can have, or the better tools they can use. Okay. Deploy simple, intuitive dashboards, metrics, performance indicators for the financial sector regulators, so that the financial sector regulators, they are able to understand that what is happening in the account aggregator ecosystem, how the FIUs and the FIPs are increasing, how the data transfer is happening in a more smoother manner and such. Okay. Next is grievance redressal. So one of the function of SRO account aggregator is to provide the dispute resolution system, grievance redressal system for its members to be established to address issues fairly and efficiently. Responsibilities towards the Reserve Bank and other FSRs. So the SRO is not only responsible for the members and should provide the standard processes for the members, but SRO is also responsible to the RBI and the other financial sector regulators. Okay, so the SRO should complement the Reserve Bank and other financial sector regulators' role in ensuring better compliance with the regulatory guidelines, development of the sector, that is the development of the account aggregator ecosystem, protection of stakeholder interest, foster innovation and detection of early warning signals. Okay, let's say that a person wants to transfer the information about his assets to the wealth management company so that the assets can be maintained in a well manner. Okay, now this wealth management companies, they come under the regulation of the SEBI, that is Securities and Exchange Board of India. So the different FSRs, different financial sector regulators are involved in the account aggregator ecosystem, and the entities that are regulated by the different regulators, they are involved in the account aggregator ecosystem. Okay, so basically the entities that are under the regulation of different regulators, they are involved in the account aggregator ecosystem. So the self-regulatory organization should complement the Reserve Bank and other regulators' role in ensuring better compliance with the regulatory guidelines. So the wealth management company that is taking the data of the asset from the customer through the account aggregator ecosystem, this wealth management company should also protect the data, should also not let the data breach to happen in such. So such compliances has to be ensured by the SRO, so that SRO is having the oversight of the whole of the account aggregator ecosystem. Okay, development of the account aggregator ecosystem, this is one of the function of the SRO, and protection of stakeholder interest and such. Okay, so now invitation of application for recognition of SRO. So under the aegis of the SRO, so as we have understood that the SRO account aggregator framework has been developed by the Reserve Bank of India. So under the aegis of the SRO account aggregator framework, the Reserve Bank invites the application for recognition of an SRO account aggregator. So interested applicants, they can submit their application through the platform for regulatory application validation and authorization. So through the Pravah portal, through the Pravah platform, the interested applicants, they can submit their applications to become the SRO account aggregator latest by June 15, 2025. Okay. So as the SRO account aggregator framework has been released, the Reserve Bank has invited the application for recognizing the SRO account aggregators, and the application should be submitted through this Pravah portal that was launched for such kind of applications, validation and such. Now the application should be complete in all aspect and comply with the instructions of the framework of the SRO account aggregator framework. Any decision to grant the recognition is in the hands of the RBI, and RBI will take the final decision. It is clarified that the SRO account aggregator shall function within the overall regulatory framework of the account aggregator ecosystem issued by the Reserve Bank. That means whatever guidelines have been issued by the Reserve Bank, that has to be followed even by the SRO account aggregator. Further, the technical specifications will continue to be framed and published by Reserve Bank Information Technology Private Limited. So RBIT is the one that provides the technical specification. So the technical specifications in regards to the account aggregator ecosystem will continue to be framed and published by the RBIT. Okay, so this is the idea. So now this is the first question. I hope you will be easily able to answer this question. Okay, and now before moving to the second question, let me show you that this is the EduTap's website. That is, if you go to edutap.in, you can go to this website and you can see the courses that are provided by the EduTap. And here you can see that what all you will be getting in the different courses, as well as you can see the free material that is provided. So blocks are provided so that you can have the exam information about the exam that you are preparing for. You can know the strategy for the different components in the examination. You can see the success story, you can read the success story and such. As well as there is the Perspective 360 series, as well as there is the Perspective 360 series that we are running. So Perspective 360 degree series, this we are providing for your answer writing practice. So many of the students has the confusion, has the problem that we are not able to do the answer writing practice. So for your answer writing practice, the Perspective 360 degree series is being provided to you so that you can know the art of writing the answer, as well as in the Perspective 360 degree series, we are also evaluating your answers free of cost. So in the YouTube, the Perspective 360 degree series is available on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 5 p.m. where you can do the answer writing practice with Jaskaran sir. And the evaluation is also happening of your answers. So in the comment section, you can write your own answers for the question that will be given by Jaskaran sir, and the answer will be evaluated. Okay, so do join the Perspective 360-degree series for your answer writing practice. Now this is the second question. I hope you will be able to answer this question also in a easy manner. Okay, so do give the right answer of this question also. So this is it. Thank you very much for joining the session, and do give the right answer of the homework session. Okay, and if you have any query, you can write in the comment section below. And this is it for today. Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. See you in the next session now. And do tell me in the comment section if there was any problem or if you were not able to understand it.